We are Rogue Media Sports.
Liverpool, one hand on the title already. Done and dusted. Season is over. Let's just go home. But that's not all. The race for Europe has intensified. Forest. Those of you that hopped on the Forest Express, I'm sure you're all thinking twice now. But that just means more drama for us. We love it. This is Minor Football Fans Podcast. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Minor Football Fans Podcast, your go-to for all things Premier League football. I'm so excited to be here again, another week. And also today we have Spy. Spy, how you doing?
I'm good. Cannot complain. How are you?
I'm very good. He cannot complain. We're so excited to be here together. We're so excited to talk all things Premier League football. As always, this is the show where we talk all things Premier League football. The season is rounding down. We have 6 more games to go this season. But before we get into the juicy tea that we have, let's just start by saying thank you to all our amazing subscribers, all the lovely people that make this show. You know what it is. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, I know those of you out there watching that haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that subscribe button down below. We love you all so much. Even though you haven't subscribed, we still love you all. And thank you. And don't forget, this is not the only place you can find Minor Football Fans Podcast. Listen to Minor Football Fans Podcast on all podcast platforms. Spy, all platforms, I assume. Yes. So listen to my Football Fans Podcast on all podcast platforms. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate and love you all so much. Don't forget our socials, Instagram and TikTok. Check us out there. We post short content on there too. So we love you all so much. So Spy, Matchweek 32. Let's jump right into the juicy part, shall we? Technically, the season is pretty much done. True.
Yes, it is. But it's a good season. It's been a very happy season for me. Yeah, it's been a very good season.
Okay, I'm so happy for you. I kind of know why that is, but we won't read too deep into it. But let's jump right into the first game. Liverpool to West Ham 1. Before this game, obviously, we all know what happened. Mo Salah signing his contract extension all the way through 2027, I believe. Yes, we love that. Liverpool couldn't lose Mo Salah. It was even bad business for them to even bring it out this long. Like literally bad business. Like, obviously, we all know business. For you to your money maker to stretch him this long, I think it was bad business. Van Dijk is next. Should be announced very soon. I think either tomorrow or next tomorrow. By the time this episode drops, it should be announced already. But they are losing Trent. What do you think about that? Well, we're going to pause on the game for a bit.
I think this is like a recurrence for Liverpool, Abirio. It happens like every 2 seasons. A big player says, "Oh, I want to go," or actually, not even "I want to go." Like Salah, this is the second time Salah is doing this. He comes out say, "I've not got any contract talks." We know you just want more money so you can buy more Bentleys. We know Mohamed Salah. We know. But Van Dijk joining the trend, I feel it's a thing of, if you look at Liverpool's salary list compared to other Premier League teams, it's not up there. If Van Dijk was in City, Van Dijk would probably be getting like 350, 400k. And that's the fact about it. But in Liverpool, he's been shortened down to, I think he's on what, 150, if I'm not mistaken, or more.
I don't really know. I don't really.
They want more money, and I'm not challenging them that they do need their money. They're playing for their money. About to get the Premier League due to some, regular bottle jobs. So yeah.
I'm happy you said it, because they pretty much have one hand on the title. We all know this wouldn't happen, but I mean, I'll be shocked.
We pretty much have one hand on the title. Rephrase.
Who is we? I'm not. I said. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know you switched. I thought you were United for life.
Switched. What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Okay.
Been a vet since forever. I would never walk alone.
Okay, you will definitely never walk alone. I'm right
Mhm.
here with you. But that being said, they do have one hand on the title. The earliest time they can win the title is next week. Obviously, bearing in mind that Arsenal has to lose to Ipswich, and they have to beat the Crystal Palace. I can't remember. They have to beat next week, and they'll literally win the title next week. Or they'll have to wait and maybe clinch it when they play Spurs some weeks. But anyways, the earliest they can win it is next week. Again, one hand on the title. The race would have loved. I think I speak for both of us. Would have loved if we had gone all to that point where they play Arsenal at Anfield.
Mhm.
We come on. We both would have loved it if they had to play Arsenal at Anfield just to be sure they get the title.
Just to humiliate you guys more, or what? I don't understand.
What do you mean humiliate? What are you saying, bruh?
Are you expecting a result?
Anyways, I'm kind of sad about it because I think Arsenal will probably end up giving them the guard of honor at Anfield, which I'm not really a big fan of. But we'll take it to the chin. We'll take it on the chin and call it a day. But yeah, let's even go back to the game. Liverpool to West Ham 1. I think it was a simple game. They didn't even really have to. I mean, other than the fact that West Ham equalized and the 86th minute, they didn't really have to do much. If you watch the game, it was just kind of okay. We're just kind of jogging now at this point. Like we don't want to make it hard for ourselves, but we also don't want to make it as easy as possible. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just I don't know if that makes sense.
Um, it's been up and downs for Liverpool. Because if they were still in the Champions League, would it be the same story? Would they have drop
As-
points? We never know.
We never know.
But even if they drop points, second place, would they have climbed? No, because
We don't know. Why are we
we
saying
don't
no?
always
What are you saying?
nothing.
Don't say no. Just to be like we wouldn't know because we actually wouldn't know. Spy. It's not. I'm not here trying to like this whole thing of bottle jars whatever. Just because I'm not saying anything doesn't mean like
You don't need to say anything. I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking fundamentals. And I'm also going to say this again on next week's episode. When you guys do bottle it to Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I'm rooting for you guys not to bottle it though. I'm an Arsenal fan that day. I don't want to hear any Bellingham is in the quarterfinals or Bellingham is in the semifinals. I don't want to hear that. I want Arsenal to win, but knowing you, knowing your history, just a day in the life.
Arsenal won, Brentford won. This was also you kind of know where Arsenal is going with this season. They're kind of all their eggs in one basket at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Or is it what basket? Is it Champions League basket?
Champions League baskets.
I think that basket will
Obviously,
break very soon.
whether or not you like it, Arsenal have one leg in the semi-final. Whether or not you like
Mhm.
it,
True.
and that one
Last
leg
season,
can be
you had
dragged.
one leg. Sorry,
No, we
Karen.
didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't have any. What are you saying? Last
No,
season,
last
you
season
ended
you
one.
had one hand on the Premier League trophy, but
No, the Premier League trophy literally went on to the last day, so you can't say we had. Okay, yeah, we did have one hand on the title last season.
like, what are we talking about here?
Um, That's fair. It did go to the final day of the season. If City had lost that game, yeah, they would have had two hands. But or if Son had just scored that goal,
Or if you
or
guys
if
just did the
Arsenal
job
had
against
beaten Villa, if we had beaten Villa, it wouldn't
Mhm.
have been well. But anyways, yeah. So we kind of know where Arsenal is to their, you know, all their eggs in this basket of Real Madrid, one leg. And obviously, we're not trying to say that Real Madrid can't do the spectacle, but I just think like the way Arsenal is built, and we'll get into this later in the episode, but like I just don't think it will. Anyways, but going back to this particular game, we kind of seen Arsenal they're just different. Like this game summarizes this season so far for Arsenal. Arsenal has 12 draws this season. Only Everton have more with 14. If Arsenal had converted four of those draws to wins, four of those draws, we're talking about four of those draws to win, Arsenal will be 5 points behind Liverpool, and then there'll be pressure for that game at Anfield. You know what I mean? But obviously, that hasn't happened. And there are numerous reasons for this. I'm not even going to say. I think it's 50-50. Part of it is the club, and part of it is just excruciating circumstances. Spy, what do you have to say on this?
Mm, I will agree with you. Unfortunately, I will agree with you.
I know. You can't really not agree with me because you know football and you know you've seen what you're watching. It's not like Arsenal hasn't. Imagine, let's even just dissect something for a bit. Imagine Liverpool lost Salah for like 3 months. Do you think they'll be where they are right now? You really think so? I just tried to throw me now. Yeah, being serious.
No, I'm just being serious. It's Arsenal at the end of the day.
No, that's not new. Arsenal. I just said if Liverpool had lost Salah for 3 months, do you think they'll be where they are right
And
now?
my answer is it's Arsenal at the end of the day because the only
Why are
people
we
that
why are we bring this? This is the independent of
the
Arsenal
only
squad.
people that could have challenged for it is Arsenal. But if Liverpool lost Salah, it's Arsenal that are challenging. So they'll still be where they are, with all due respect.
Okay. Well, yeah, summary of Arsenal's. I said we're not really going to talk because this kind of doesn't affect. The season is pretty much done. Liverpool have won it. This is all just we're just waiting for the formality of it, We're just waiting for the what they call is it the C on the table. When you're looking at the table, you just wait for the C. That's all we're waiting for, really. But yeah. But let's actually get to the juicy part of the season because this is where the juicy part now. Obviously, with Arsenal beating Real Madrid. Why am I going to this? This is crazy. Anyways,
It's in your system. Just let it out. With just 2 minutes of diversion. Just let it out.
okay. We're going to.
Just
I
let
was.
it out.
Well, no, I was going to say. I was. Okay. We'll go back to that train of thought. But let's talk about Spurs for a minute. Spy. So beginning of this year, obviously, I came out with some hot takes. I don't know if you remember.
Very shocking antics that I turned
Shortage.
off immediately.
Yeah. Obviously, one of them I've rose up my hand and said I was clearly wrong. Arsenal is not lifting the title come May 2025. Um, Another one was that Ipswich is not getting relegated. Again, I lift up my hand to say that I was absolutely wrong, considering Wolves are now 14 points clear.
If I'm not
Um,
mistaken, I think those two things you said that challenged them, both of them, right?
no, you were not even on the episode that day.
Or was I not? Because I would have. Because Arsenal winning
You probably might have,
definitely
but
would have
anyway.
challenged that.
And
But
then the
if
last one.
going back, I would have also challenged that. Do you know why? I have this theory about the Premier League. Is when a small team gets promoted, 9 times out of 10 they go back. Is it like a
Fair,
season
that's
of grace? It's been happening. Call it the
no, it
season of
has, and that might you might
the
say
only
season of
team
grace.
that has turned off that season of grace so far has been Brighton since they came up.
Even Brentford too. Brentford,
Brentford as well.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, they turned that off, but every other team we saw Leeds. Leeds are about to come back in, so we might see that season of grace again. We don't know. But yeah.
We might probably have to do another pod for this because I think there's a big discrepancy, and I might be using the wrong word here, between
Definitely, yeah. I think
teams
you
in
learned
the
that word
team
yesterday.
teams in the Premier League and the Championship. The discrepancy between those two leagues are.
I
I can.
feel like championship players have the longevity and yes, that Premier League players don't, because Champions League they play like how many games a season?
It's something like a crazy amount of games. They play more than
So, and
36
let's
games.
say they go far in the FA, that's another thing. So it's just hard for.
But how does that affect how
How
they
does that
come in?
affect? It's because listen, you're playing a certain level over and over again. For instance, let me put this in simple terms. For instance, if you play amateur football every day of the week, you're playing amateur football. No matter how much you play the amateur football, you're still at amateur level. So when you go up to play semi-professional, you're like, is this the first day I'm playing football? That's how it is. Unless those players or that club is willing to infuse money, get better
That
players.
is that is my question though. But the money gap is wide. Like the gap in terms of money wise is too wide, Spy,
Yes.
between the Premier
So,
League and the Champions. and championship.
That
So
is
how
true.
do we fix that? That's what I'm saying. Because if I'm telling you, if clubs like you, obviously you've seen how Ipswich has invested, and it's not like Kerry McKenna is not a good manager, right? He's actually good. You've seen that he's good, but they just don't have the talent pool to just compete. Like, let's just call it what it is. They don't have the talent pool to compete. They've invested, but like there's so much they can put in. You know what I mean? I don't know if you get what I'm saying,
I
but
do
like,
hear it. I do hear it, but there's really nothing we can do. Even if you look at the contracts, I think the highest player in championship gets what, like the average Prem player, if I'm not mistaken. Like it is what it is. You cannot change it.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So
Same way,
we
if a club
digressed a bit.
wins, Champions League, the amount that Champions League pays the club, and the amount that Europa pays the club, the huge gap is there. Same thing with Premier League.
Yeah, we digress a bit, but let's talk about Tottenham. So back to one of my hot takes. One of my hot takes was Ange will not make it to the end of the season. Right now, I said bearing in mind only on one condition.
Which
He
is
makes it past. He makes it past the Europa League quarterfinals. If he does that, then he
you're
might have his
yapping.
job longer. He
You're
might have
yapping.
his job longer. Wait, chill. He might have his job longer. But if he doesn't, and with where they are now on the table, right? He's gone. He's not even making it to the end of the season. What do you think? Bearing in mind this result, when you look at this result, it's fine.
I might agree, but at the same time, I feel like Spurs have changed managers so much that they might just leave him for like half of next season. That's just the only thing. I'm not saying he's good because I've never believed in Ange. Even if you're throughout the podcast that I've been on, you've been saying Ange ball, Ange ball. I'm saying Ange ball is copy and paste Pep Guardiola football without Pep Guardiola players. It might work, it might not work. It's a hit or miss. That is it.
Yeah. So I still believe come Thursday, because Thursday is big. They obviously draw at home. Come Thursday, if they go to, I think they play Frankfurt. They go to Frankfurt and they lose, and they end up finishing below 15th, which it's looking like because Everton are balling right now. Ange is gone. I rest my case there. But credit to Wolves, though. Wolves have won 4 on the bounce. 14 points clear of relegation. When Pereira came, they were in 19th. And now they are above, almost catching up Spurs. But we're not going to use that as a metric. But yeah, credit to Wolves. Credit to Wolves. Okay, now that we've said that, going to the main thing. As I said, so the main thing, which is we know that the league is done. We know who has won the league. We know who is getting relegated. With Arsenal beating Real Madrid this past week, the Champions League was awarded an extra the Premier League was awarded an extra Champions League spot, which means first, second, third, fourth, and fifth both get Champions League place. Arsenal, Liverpool have already secured their Champions League places, first and second. We all, I don't know for you, I hopped on the Forest Express and said Forest will come third, but it's looking kind of sketchy with their results. We'll talk about in a minute. Chelsea are in that mix, Man City are in that mix, Newcastle are in that mix, Villa in that mix, all vying for Champions League spots.
I don't understand why Forest is a worry.
Because right now, Newcastle, I believe, is just 1 point behind them with a game in hand.
Okay.
They play later this week.
They play Crystal Palace.
Later this week. Now, if they win, they go above Forest.
But their match after that is Villa. So Forest.
No. But this is my question. And obviously, Chelsea drawing to bottom Ipswich is kind of weird. Now, be my question, and let me even just pull up the result, and then I'm not going to talk about the games really because there's nothing. I'm not trying to dissect Chelsea. Chelsea I kind of hyped them up too much, and then
way too much.
Way too much. I hyped them up too much. Ipswich is kind of down, so we're not even going to spend too much on them. But for this team's fighting for Champions League spot, Chelsea drawing with Ipswich, Newcastle beating United, I'm not even going to say too much on this, but you already know, right? Or rather, we'll come to this game, but for another reason. We'll come to the game, but for another reason. Newcastle beating Manchester United, closing the gap to 1 point with a game in hand. Forest losing to Everton, big result for Everton, right? City beating Crystal Palace 5-2. Villa beating Southampton 3-0. Now, my question from all these games we have seen and all the results, right? Who gets that third, fourth, fifth?
Third place, I'll give it to City.
You give City third.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see.
Fourth place, I'll give it to Forest.
Okay. That's still not bad. Champions League anthem in the
Fifth
City ground would be crazy.
would be Villa again. Newcastle, sorry, you don't make it.
Why wait, why doesn't Newcastle make it?
I just don't see it. They're a good club, don't get me wrong. Isaac is having the form of his life, but I feel if they are to make it, it's good for them. But if they don't make it, Isaac is gone.
I mean,
So
I want him to come to Arsenal, but anyways.
he's not going to know, respectfully, dead club. Respectfully. But,
No, I think you're
the
just stupid, but it's
Swedish
okay.
Ibrahimovic, she's gone if they don't make that Champions League spot. So for their fans, for the fan base, hopefully they make fifth or fourth. But I feel Nottingham Forest have that edge.
I feel completely opposite from you. I feel like they will make it and then City won't. I feel City will actually play
City.
Europa. I feel City will play Europa.
City.
I have this feeling. I feel Forest
as
third,
much as I am a
Newcastle fourth,
as
Villa
much as I
fifth.
am a City hater, advocate, whatever. City, come on. They don't do that. No matter how bad their season is, Pep does not do that.
Oh my days.
And that's the fact about it.
Oh my days.
It's just like me saying Arsenal are Europa sport. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of weird now, yeah.
Not anymore.
I agree with that.
Before, during Oba's time, that's Oba's cup, so
Oh my days.
Obama
Okay,
is known for the Europa goodness. So what can I say?
Okay, now I'm going to go back. Thank you for establishing. We'll see. This is definitely for this next 6 games are going to be. I think this will be till the end of this particular race for Europe, and obviously kudos to the Premier League for getting that 5th spot in Champions League. Potentially, obviously, there can be 11 teams in Europe this season. Europe being Champions League, Europa, and Conference League. That literally. So where's Chelsea now? The Chelsea's playing Europa, right? I believe.
Chelsea is playing conference.
No, they're playing Europa. They'll probably win the conference and then go to Europa.
Probably. I don't know. I don't see that club as anything. I just saw the club as a Cole Palmer informed club. But now that Cole Palmer is ghosting, the club is ghosting. Sancho, ever since they told him, boy, you might go back to United. Look at the banger he scored. He's been playing football. My brother said this. He's been playing football since they said he's going back to United. He's going back to United. He started assisting, running back. Come on, Sancho. Come on.
Oh my days. Okay, speaking of United now, I bring this game up for one reason. Onana. Well, if you remember before their Europa League game, big Europa League game, Onana and Matic had some friendly banter. Let's call it what it is, friendly banter, right? And
Friendly?
Onana then went and allowed me to use the word pooped on the bed. Like in that game, big time pooped on the bed. Spy, what do you have to say concerning Onana and obviously this game, Amorim dropped him, and it's kind of weird because I don't know if there's a right side to this of like should he have dropped him, should he have not dropped him, considering they have a big tie at Old Trafford this coming Thursday. That being said,
so much mistakes. He's the reason we are out of champs. He's the reason we're about to go from Europa. Drop him.
Two terrible goals. Two terrible goals. Like I don't even understand what
I'm
happened.
so sorry, but like them letting their hair go has been the worst United decision so far. You
Because now
said
he's balling in
Ten
front,
Hag
you know.
said you want a player that's good with his feet. This season, De Gea has more passes completed, long passes completed with his feet than Onana. Errors leading to goal, De Gea has 0. Onana has record breaking. I don't know. People say, oh, at least he's not getting, the usual England hate, which is the racism hate. I say very soon he's about to. He's about to go
No,
down that road because
we don't say
we don't
such. Yeah.
say that, but it's about it is what it is. The
Not
life
even,
we live
it
in.
should never even get to that point. It should not get to
Let's not
that point. I'm just
ignore
saying.
it. Let's not ignore it because the fact about it is, if Saka plays football for England, Saka can play good. But the moment he does something bad, is the England fan base. It is what it is. Or they'll find something about his family and chant about it. Is the England fan base. Next thing you know, Onana can play against next match we play against, let's say Brentford or something. The fans can start chanting, you have butter hands, something like that. It's England fan base. That's how it is. Now, Onana, like if you're going to speak, back it up. That's just my own. If I say I'm going to nutmeg you, which I have told you before, I did it. That's just me. Do you
What are
get
you
what I
saying,
mean?
boy? What are you saying?
If I say I'm going to do something on the pitch, I back up my talk. If I tell you, David, I'm going to nutmeg you, I back up my talk and I do it, which I have done before.
What are you
Let's not,
saying, please?
but carry on. Just back up the talk and that's it.
Boy, you
I like the
prepared.
bands. I like the bands or the whatever between him and Matic. I like that. You don't have a trophy. You're the worst United keeper. I like that. But back it up. Make Matic keep quiet. Not cause the 2 goals that we used to draw the game. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
clear of Raya though.
Let's round this up. Brighton 2, Leicester 2. I don't really have anything to say on this game. I
No,
think
that's a joke. That's a joke.
they are coasting. Obviously there's one more game this match week. It's a double match week for Newcastle again. Newcastle have a game in hand, playing Crystal Palace. One more game, Fulham goes to Bournemouth, and that should be fun. Two exciting teams really. I'd probably say a draw ending up. I don't really know who will win that game
Fulham
because
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth have kind of taken like a downward. Like you know how they were going.
Ever since they patched their kickoff glitch,
It's kind of
they
it's kind of
that
weird.
kickoff glitch that they had.
And I
Brentford.
really
Oh,
I don't know.
sorry. I was thinking of
But
Brentford. The kickoff glitch
what
at
of
Brentford.
Bournemouth? Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of Brentford. But Bournemouth.
But
I feel like Bournemouth is like the Wolves of that year. When they play big teams, then they perform.
yeah. I feel that.
Can I give examples or are we good?
No, I get. They beat us one. They beat us 1. Is okay. Or 2, whatever the score line was. Whatever. It's okay. Spy. Before we round up, last week I gave my predictions for Champions League quarterfinals. I said Arsenal PSG. I had Arsenal winning that one. I didn't think it would be this easy. To be honest, I did. All right, not
Easy.
this easy. No, not easy. But like in terms of us scoring 3 in the first leg, I didn't. Loki, let's be frank, it should have been 6. But that's not for me to actually no, that's even wrong to say because I don't know what would have happened if we had put those chances. I don't think Declan Rice would have had the opportunity to even score those 2 free kicks. But think about all the goal line clearances, though. Think about the goal line clearances. That being said, I think 3-0 is a fair result of the first leg. Second leg, I'm expecting Arsenal to stand on business. But let me just recap what I said. Inter Bayern, I said it to be a tight one, but I have Inter winning it. PSG Villa, I said it to also be a tight one, but I have PSG winning it. And then Barca Dortmund, I said it won't even be close. Barca will smoke them. And that's kind of what the first leg looked like, more or less. Respect. So now let's move on to the second leg. What are you expecting from second leg? Starting obviously with the big one, Madrid Arsenal in the Bernabeu. They do say special things happen in the Bernabeu. What do you think?
Arsenal to win. 4-2 on aggregate.
What's what I agree? Okay, I can see that.
So that means Arsenal are going to lose 2-1 in the Bernabeu.
2-1. And I might just take that. I might take that. Talk. That's to be honest, I really do want Arsenal to keep a clean sheet in the Bernabeu. But if we, I say I want. Obviously, what I want doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't
So
at all. No, it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll see. But Bayern, Inter, going back to San Siro, who do you have winning? That was a close one in the first leg. Both teams going back and forth. Tight one. Who do you have winning second leg?
I feel like Inter have that structure that Bayern don't.
Defensively,
Bayern
I think
is all like it's looking like a Burnley with good attack. With all due respect, if you get what I mean, you get what I mean.
do get what I get.
It's looking like a Burnley with
I've
good
not really
attack.
thought about it that way, Loki.
So, but Inter have that structure. The best left back in the world right now, DeMarco. Cooking.
Defensively, they are solid. They are probably the best team defensively in Europe.
Going forward, I see their centre back in the box. I don't understand what's going on, but the manager has his plans, and I respect it.
And then that partnership between Marcus Thuram and is it Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez, amazing. I think that's just obviously the assist speaks for itself also. Yeah.
I have Inter
Okay.
winning.
Inter, yeah. PSG, do you think, obviously, again, special things happen in Villa Park. Do you think Villa can come back 2 goals down against PSG?
No.
That's fair. I don't have PSG winning. Sorry, I don't have Aston Villa winning this too. So it's okay.
PSG are having Luis Enrique has done something with that club that I don't know, because each match I see each player play 3 different positions. I see Dembele play right, then cam, then strike. I see Crava play right, then left. I see Desire Due play left, then midfield. What's going on?
I don't know what bro
I don't
has
know.
that club playing football.
I don't know. But it's working, I guess.
It's working exactly.
Nuno Mendes having the season of his life. Locked up Salah, scored a beautiful goal last week.
I know. I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be a good watch. And finally, obviously, I don't even think we have to say too much on this one. I think Barca would absolutely, and this would probably end up like 7-0 on aggregate, if not 8. Because what was it? First leg was 4. They can happily score 4 again. They have the best attack in Europe. The numbers speak for themselves. The quality speaks for itself. 100%, 8-0, 9-0, if not, probably even 10.
That's a bit too much now. Come on.
But they have the best attack in Europe. Like, Spy, whatever about a club
They have
that
the
just...
best attack in Europe, yeah, but like...
Against another
Villa
club
Park,
that...
with the Birmingham fans... Come on, respect us.
Whatever about Barca versus Dortmund?
Oh, Barca, okay. Barca, yes. I thought you were talking about PSG.
Well, no, PSG will be a close one. I'm talking about Barca Dortmund. Wait. PSG doesn't have the best attack in Europe. Barca has the best attack
individually.
Individually and collectively. What?
Individually, yes. Collectively, Barca. Who is a better left winger than Carver right now?
I'm not trying to argue anything.
I'm just asking a question. You say Rafinha, yeah. Then if I say
Rafinha is technically not a left winger, but it is what it is.
Though. This season he is.
Better, right?
Barca are cooking. Best youngster. Lewandowski has finally learned to understand the youngster. Because I did say this last season. I said, if you watch Barca's games, most times that Yamal did something, Lewandowski was always like throwing his hands up in the air or whatever. But now he understands it.
Yeah.
And Yamal is cooking.
Yeah, so it would be nice to see. I mean, I still have Barca winning like 10, so it's okay. But yeah, that brings us to the end of another episode, guys. Thank you so much for chilling with us. Again, this is the Minor Football Fans Podcast, your go-to for all things Premier League football. I know the Premier League season is kind of taking a the only interesting part of the season right now is actually just the race for Champions League spots, which should be interesting from now to watch. We have Villa, we have City, we have Forest, we have Chelsea, and we have Newcastle all vying for those three or three Champions League spots left. So it will be definitely interesting to watch. I can't wait to dissect it all with you all next week. Thank you so much for chilling with us. I hope you all haven't forgotten that if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much. We love you guys so much. Kisses blood to you all. Thank you so much. And don't forget, this is not the only place you can listen to Minor Football Fans podcast. This is Minor Football Fans podcast on all podcast platforms out there. We love you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, that brings us to the end of another amazing episode. We'll be back next week with another banger. By then, the semi-final of the Champions League will also be decided. And I'm pretty sure so far I'm 4 for 4 right now based on first legs. Let's see how we do next week. So yeah, it should be fun. So thank you all so much. Spy, any last words before I round off?
What do you think about Arsenal? Shit.
Okay.
What do you think
Thank you
about
all
shit?
so
Arsenal?
Thank you all so
Thank
much
you.
for
That's
chilling
all
with
right.
us.
We hate
I
Arsenal.
hope you all
We
have
hate
an
Arsenal.
amazing.
We hate Arsenal. We hate Arsenal.
I hope you all have an amazing, amazing week ahead. He's Spy. I'm David. And we're out. Peace. Oh my day.
We are Rogue Media Sports.